In recent years, the frequency and severity of flash floods have increased due to climate change and urbanization. From Uttarakhand floods in India to the floods in Germany, these events show huge anger from Mother Nature. Today's video is the world's worst devastating flash flood compilation. Watch until the end and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's get it on. In January 2021, Spain was hit by one of the worst floods in its history. The flood was triggered by a heavy snowstorm called Filomena, which brought record-breaking snowfall to the country, followed by rain and warmer temperatures, causing rapid snowmelt and overflowing rivers. In the summer of 2020, Bangladesh was hit by severe flooding caused by heavy monsoon rains and the overflow of rivers. This is the worst flood in the country's history, with many areas being inundated for weeks. The floods affected over a third of the country's population, causing damage to crops and life. Many people were left homeless, with entire villages being submerged underwater. The floods had a devastating impact on the country's agriculture, with thousands of hectares of crops destroyed, leading to food shortage and rising prices. The state of Maharashtra, India was particularly hard hit, with heavy rains causing landslide and flooding in many areas. The floods affected millions of people across other several states, with many areas being inundated for weeks. The rains also caused a bridge to collapse in India's northern state of Himachal Pradesh. Seasonal monsoon rains from June to September caused death and mass displacement across South Asia every year. Germany was hit by severe floods caused by heavy rainfall and the overflow of rivers in several states, including North Rhine-Westphalia, Rhineland-Palatinate, and Bavaria.
Nein! Oh ja, guck mal, Lena, hey. Oh ja, guck mal, Lena, hey. Oh ja, guck mal, Lena, hey.
The floods had a devastating impact on the country's economy, with the estimated cost of damages being in the billions of euros. The floods also caused significant environmental damage, with the flooding of industrial sites and wastewater treatment plants leading to the release of toxic substances into the water. In the summer of 2020, central China was hit by the worst floods in decades, caused by a combination of heavy rainfall and the overflow of rivers and dams. The flood affected over 60 million people in 27 provinces and municipalities, causing extensive damage to infrastructure, property, and crops. One of the worst flooding in Oman history has happened during hot summer season in July 2022. Heavy rain caused widespread floods across the country. As drainage systems were overwhelmed, roads turned into rivers, with cars washed away by the force of water. In rural areas, landslides were seen, destroying roads and causing further damage. Travel was impossible in many areas, with boats and helicopters used to reach stranded citizens. Residents were advised to remain in their homes where possible during the floods. Flood warnings remain in place for the coming days, including for neighboring countries, including Saudi Arabia. The capital city of Madrid and its surrounding areas were hit hard, with streets and buildings flooded, cars swept away and public transportation system disrupted. The airport had to be closed temporarily and thousands of travelers were stranded. Emergency services and military units were mobilized to rescue people trapped in their homes and to clear debris from the streets. The city of Wuhan, which deals with COVID-19 pandemic, was hit particularly hard, with many neighborhoods inundated and over 1 million residents affected. Other cities such as Zhengzhou and Xiaolongdi were also severely affected, with some areas seeing water levels rise up to 20 meters. Flash floods caused by unusually heavy rains have killed at least 780 people across Pakistan in summer 2 months. More than 300,000 people have lost their homes in Pakistan and about 2 million people have been affected by flash floods caused by heavy rains. High-rise buildings were destroyed by floodwater and livestock was also washed away pitifully. Well, these crazy footages of flash floods from different parts of the world raise several questions about the impact of climate change on our planet. Is climate change responsible for the increase in frequency and severity of flash floods? What steps can we take as individuals and as a society to reduce the impact of flash floods on our planet? Do not forget to press the button of like, subscribe and comment what do you think for these cruise ship disasters. One of the most intense flash floods in recent years happened in 2018 in the state of Kerala, India. The state experienced heavy rainfall over a period of several days, causing rivers to overflow and landslides to occur. Flooding affected over 5 million people, with more than 400 people losing their lives. Footages showed entire houses being swept away by the force of the water and people being stranded on rooftops waiting for rescue. In March 2017, the city of Mocoa in southwestern Colombia experienced one of the deadliest flash floods in its history. The floods were caused by heavy rainfall, which caused rivers to overflow and triggered landslides in the surrounding hillsides. The disaster caught residents by surprise, with little warning given before the floods hit. The floodwaters also carried large amounts of debris, including rocks and tree trunks, which caused additional damage to buildings and homes. The floods claimed the lives of over 300 people and over 300 others were reported missing.
Se vino en este momento.
Catastrophic flooding devastating Louisiana is the worst natural disaster to strike the United States since Hurricane Sandy. Everything came so unexpected, beyond people's imagination. All houses, cars, furniture are submerged in the immense sea. Helpless people can only pray to God. Heavy rainfall caused flooding in the state of Louisiana, particularly in the cities of Baton Rouge and Lafayette. The floods forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate their homes and dozens killed.
What do you think about this kind of natural disasters? Do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment here. Thanks for watching.